Well, time for our live chat, and we're only 13 days away from our premiere on television, so we hope you will move with us. Now, 13 days isn't that long, but 47 years is, and that's the length of time between when Patrick and Christine O'Hagan lost Patrick's class ring on their Cape Cod honeymoon and when they got a phone call that the ring had been found. So if you caught the story, it's just incredible. So now 47 years later, with the couple reunited with their ring, we're excited to have these lovebirds live on the phone with us from Long Island. Christine and Patrick, welcome to Top 30.
Oh, thank you very much.
Christine, okay, so your husband's class ring is from Manhattan College, class of 1969. Aside from the fact that it's a pretty cool ring, why did it mean so much to you?
Well, it was a graduation gift. I had given it to my husband, and when he was still in school, and it meant a lot to me because I'd worked a year to get enough money together to buy the ring.
Wow.
I was working as a telephone company operator, and that wasn't exactly a prestigious job, and it just took a very long time, and engineering was a rough course, and I was very proud of him. I suppose that's why it meant so much, so that when it was lost, it was just very disheartening.
Right, I can imagine. And Patrick, how did you feel when you went swimming and realized, you got out of the water and realized your ring was gone, that your wife worked so hard for?
Well, really, I felt very responsible for it because probably I could have taken it off, before we'd gone swimming and stuff. And I didn't realize that it really was on my hand. And the thing is, the feeling is, I could feel it, going off my finger, and I tried to close my hand over to prevent it from falling off, but it did. So, I felt I was very disappointed. The only thing is, I was glad it wasn't my wedding ring, which is was on my other hand. So that would have been much worse, I think.
Right. So you could look on the bright side.
We looked for a bid. Really had no expectations of finding it there. The water is kind of near the shore, the sandy shore, so it was kind of murky. And obviously, the base of it, I figured it was lost.
Yeah, Christine, did you agree with your husband? You just thought it was gone, or did you think that maybe one day it would turn up again?
I was sure that it was gone at the time because the surf was very rough, and it was a heavy ring, so I thought surely it had fallen into the sand and been churned away. But I always had a feeling in all the years that followed that it would somehow come back to us. We live on Long Island, so we're very close to the water.
Right.
We're close to the bay and close to the sound, and I always thought, well, it's the Atlantic Ocean. Who knows? Maybe it would rise. It would come up on the shore, and I always look for it.
So the little sliver of hope that you kept alive. And,
yes.
and hey, maybe that's how you found it. Tell us about, more in detail from your perspective, how did you find the ring? Or how did the ring find you, I should say?
Well, what happened was we were home. We had gone to Vermont, and we were home from vacation, and we kept seeing the same name coming up on the TV. It said James Worth, and I thought it was a solicitor. But then after a while, he was persistent. He never left a message. So finally I picked up, and he said to me, is this Christine Kell O'Hagan? Are you the author of the Book of Tells? And that was a memoir I had written in 2005 about our family's struggle with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Mm-hmm. And I said, yes. And he said to me, well, then you're the right person. I have your husband's ring. And we were blown away. I can't say I was really surprised, but we were just blown away. I thought it would come to us, just tumble out of the ocean. I didn't realize it would come to us from this lovely man who was a Californian and was only in Cape Cod for the summer.
And he found it. He found the ring
yes.
on the beach, right? And it had your husband's name on the inside of it. Is that right?
No, he's a metal detector, a hobbyist.
Okay.
And he often finds different pieces of jewelry. But this one, he thought, wow, it was very big, and he saw the inscription inside, my husband's name.
Right.
And when he Googled my husband's name, that brought him to me as an author and to my memoir, which he then ordered and read and realized this is the right family.
Christine,
and that's how he found us.
Do you ever think, what if I wouldn't have written those books? What if James Worth wouldn't have Googled? Do you ever think about the details and how really crazy of a story this is?
Oh, yeah. What's amazing to me is that it was in the same general area. Yeah. I mean, the ring hadn't moved very far, and I thought that was really strange.
Wow.
It hadn't gone far. It was in the same area, and he just, happened to pick it up. I don't know if he would have found us. I mean, Patrick's name is described inside, but there are many people by that name.
I was going to say, seems like a
yes.
pretty common name, you know, but,
yes.
you know, that's what makes this story so special. And now 47 years later, you look at that ring and
yes.
do you just get a good laugh, or what does it make you feel?
Oh, it just makes me feel wonderful. It brings me back in so many ways to the beginning of our life together. Oh. And, you know, it's funny, being churned that much in the waves, it seems that there's a bit of sand in the stone, so it's faceted in different ways. When I look at it, it grabs the light in ways that it never did before. The ring has changed, and so have we. I guess that's what it means to me.
Oh, my gosh, Christine, you're going to make me cry. Jeez Louise. Patrick, what about you?
Well, you know, when you think about it, I mean, the odds are we would have had more of a chance, I thought, to hit the lotto than have this occur.
Right?
I mean, the gentleman doesn't live in Cape Cod. He summers there, and you know he has a hobby that not that many people have. Although you do see a few people along the beaches and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
then to go to the extent that he did, I mean, he could have just ignored it or whatever. But apparently he does this, and he's done this for other people.
Yeah.
So the odds of this occurring the way it occurred, it really is, it's like found money. It really is amazing. I mean, we feel very fondly to this man, even though we've only talked to him a couple of times. Because the other thing is, if you look at the condition, he found the ring, and then the way he returned it to us, it's like it's as good as the day it was when I lost it. It's incredible. He didn't have to go to that extent to clean it up the way he did. He had to spend hours doing it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'd imagine you had a great conversation with James, thanking him and sharing how appreciative you are.
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah. We did. He told us that he comes to New York on business every November. And we made tentative plans to meet him and be able to take he and his wife out to dinner.
Oh, my gosh, that's so great. Well, listen, you guys, while you're at dinner, why don't you give Top 30 a call so we can be there, too?
All right. Well, we will
we'll keep it in mind.
To do that.
Thank you guys so much for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it so much, and I truly believe it's a love story. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And to our viewers, what do you think about this story? Have you ever lost something and then found it again? We want to hear your story as well. Leave a comment. What do you think about Christine and James? And Patrick? Aren't they just adorable? What a love story. We will read your thoughts and comments later during our roundup in the show. But for now, we've got to dive back into more top stories.